Welcome to Rocket League, a thrilling and technically demanding game that's played competitively around the world. To put it simply, Rocket League is essentially soccer with cars. No, not like that. More like... Yeah, that's more like it. Competitive Rocket League can be played a few different ways, but the most common format is 3v3. 2 teams, 6 athletes, 1 pitch. Each match is 5 minutes long, and the goal is to score the most goals. At the end of the 5 minutes, if both teams are tied, there will be an overtime. The first team to score wins, and the clock has no limit. To help players travel around the map, there are 2 types of boost pads littered around the map. Driving over these will fill your boost meter, which in turn allows you to, you guessed it, boost your speed. When a player is going supersonic, a little trail will appear behind their back wheels. Then, they have the ability to demolish another player's car. Some teams will use demos as a strategy tool to open up the opposing team's net. And, well, that's pretty much it. Simple, right? This is one of Rocket League's greatest strengths. Literally anyone can tune into a match or pick it up to play themselves, and they'll get the gist immediately. But what really makes this an exciting esport for both fans and players is the skill difference between casual and competitive players. Rocket League is an incredibly technical game that, while easy to pick up, takes dedication and discipline to master. At a macro level, teams have to be in constant communication and have nearly perfect map awareness. And at a micro level, because Rocket League is a physics-based game, where individual skill takes over, mastering the control over your vehicle is a fun and rewarding experience. And seeing what the pros are capable of makes watching Rocket League exciting in its own right.
Good evening, Griffins. My name is Scorched Darren, also known as Darren Brinks, and right next to me,
Cody Doc McLaughlin, great to be here.
Yeah, Cody, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Enjoying the beautiful day and the events that we've had in the arena.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely amazing. I've been loving how this week is going. Now, what I'm excited for tomorrow is the 1v1 with Luke Tice.
I'm excited for that. I finally can do my CSGO 1v1 with him. Obviously, I'm going to get destroyed, but to be honest, me and him have been giving each other trash talk for the past, I want to say semester, and I'm ready to take him on because if I do end up defeating him in the most purest, luckiest way, I will be so happy.
Sure, and going on from that, we'll go ahead and come back to that. We'll go ahead and keep announcing that throughout the stream. Tonight, or as of right now, starting here shortly, we do have the ECAC Tournament Series for our Rocket League team. We do have our very own Griffon Esports, who are 3-1 right now, going up against Farmingdale State Rams, who are 2-2. It will be a best-of-5 series. So, Cody, I'm very excited for tonight because Rocket League has been absolutely destructive, as I would say. Of course,
as
not
always,
that easily.
As always.
Yeah, but of course not easily. Of course, I mean, as we saw last week or a couple days ago, when it came to the Rocket League, I mean, there's still, as I keep repeating myself, I'm going to sound like a broken record. There's still a little bit of these holes in their defense, right? But of course, they usually, upcharge it or upbring it with these amazing plays that I keep seeing, of course. But MWSU sitting very solid, of course. Now, with Farmingdale Rams, I'm very curious to know how they are doing. They are 2-2 right now, of course. I couldn't really find much research on them, of course, but I'm actually very excited. They are 2-2, so they're going even, and you know what? Even is perfectly fine. So, when it usually comes to that stuff, Cody, what do you want to see tonight?
First, I would like to go ahead and state off that, hey, it's the Rams. Remember the Super Bowl, Darren?
Yes, I remember.
I'm
the
joking.
Super Bowl.
What right now I'm excited about is to see a couple more plays for our team. I'm hoping our defense is pretty good. I know we have those spots here and there where no one is on the goal when the ball starts heading back to the MWSU side, which is always scary. It's either that or we just don't have enough boost to get back in time. Reserving boost is something that's, I want to say, a very big skill in this because seeing how they're able to reserve it. I've seen how pro games play. I've seen how their boost goes up and down. But I feel like that's a huge thing in this game, that if you can do that, you could definitely do very good in these games. Obviously, if with other techniques that they have, being on time, being there at the right spot is also a good thing. But really, I'm just excited for the game to start, to be honest.
Yeah, and honestly, going, I'm gonna go ahead and go off of your the whole boost strategy and all that. I got to keep that boost up. Yeah, usually when MWSU Griffins score, it's usually because they managed to go ahead and put a lot of pressure on the opponent, right? And usually what happens there is that the opponent really can't do much other than try and flip towards the ball, trying to block it from the goal. But, Missouri Western has this interesting strategy where they just keep coming in circles, kind of. And it's honestly a dangerous strategy is how I want to say it, because you become defenseless after it happens for so long, and you need to be able to go ahead and try and stop them from doing that, whether that's finding the goal open all the way across the field. But Missouri Western has definitely shown that they're very good at rotations, of course. So
yes,
especially with people like Chura. Chura was definitely popping off there, as I like to say, last game, of course. That's because Churro managed to go ahead and actually dribble it past two of the opponents, but as managed to go ahead and score there, as I should finish that soon. But then you also had people like Ox, who was usually in the back lines, and when he was needed, he usually would push forward. And even then, we usually had MK too. MK,
he's the rookie that's flying through the stats, obviously trying to prove himself. He's been very well, good addition to the team. Taking the past player's spot, and he has proven himself to be a very excellent player, and he has shown it more and more through every single match.
Right, yeah, no, what I was going to bring up is that he got I believe it was actually the second or third game in the series last time out of the entire 4 games, or whatever, as I should put it, out of the entire 4-game series. I believe in one of the 4 games, it was either would have been the second one or the third one, MK was doing these amazing strategies, and it honestly put the opponent off sides there. And what I mean by that is, like, he would be going off the walls. I mean, he'd get to the point to where he would kind of just, I want to say, play by himself, but also playing alongside his team, knowing that his team, knowing that it's kind of like, what was the word there? Of course, something going on. That was weird. Anyways, two people would try and get on top of MK, but then also at the same time, he would get past the 2 people and then somehow make it around the goalie and just having like these solo goals every 2 minutes. And it was very impressive to watch. I mean, MK, usually was the one stay behind, really.
Yes, he was. But I feel like the reason, and this is just me spitballing off of that, the reason that he's always more of a defense now is the fact that, do you remember how I told you that he has proven himself to be a good member of the team?
Yes.
And so far we've seen absolutely, like, stats-wise, just a straight-up slope of him, like, good skills, good teamwork, good communication. And I feel like the reason he's still staying in the back, though, is because 2 things. 1, he's probably great at defense. And the other 2 is that, again, he's still trying to prove himself.
OTF on the field.
And Ox.
I believe. Go on. They're testing if we did our research.
I know. But you're also looking at to see that Ox and Chura, they have played together for a solid, I want to say, almost a year now.
Semester, I thought. Wasn't it just last semester where Chura?
That's right. Chura joined, but both Ox and Chura have both played with each other for a semester, so they know how each other work and their skills, and that's why. So they're probably getting him used to just being part of the team. He's watching how they move. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's had some good opportunities that he's taken to get some shots in. He's had good saves. He's had good demos. He's been there at the right time. And I feel like he's slowly doing that, and in the future, we will slowly get to see the chance of him doing circulation and rotating out for on defense. Because they all get back their decent time for defense, but I feel like it still needs that defense part to get back to the goal just needs work here.
Right, sure. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into the game here. We're waiting for, I believe, the opponent to go ahead and start their stream as well. So as we can already see, I believe that Farmingdale was actually managed to go ahead and win that kickoff there, of course. But then we do have MWSU quickly putting it back onto their side. So thank you. Anyways, it seems that on the other side we do have oh wait, I see that. Okay, what? There you go. Anyways, Otto is going to already manage to go ahead and get a goal on top of MWSU Griffins there. So, anyways, as we were talking about, again, MWSU usually taking just a little bit to try and get solidified here. Probably a little bit of a mishap there because, as you can see, Renez was definitely sitting on top. Was definitely sitting on top of MK, and MK was pushed out of the way for that ball in order to get in top of the goal there. So Ox is going to be able to manage to go ahead and line it up on that goal there. Managed to get around who I believe was Ernest Andrew, but they are able to go ahead and push it back over the side of MWSU. Ox, of course, playing goalie as usual, and Ox making a save on his goal there. Renez is going to go ahead and try and line it up right in the middle, but unfortunately not being able to make have a follow-up with the ball there. So, Ebest Drew, not Ernest Drew.
Ebest Drew. That's pretty cool, Dave, to be honest. But you know what also I'm liking is the DeLorean on the other team. I'm sorry, I'm a huge DeLorean fan. Back to the Future. Anyway, back to the game. It looks like Chura is trying to get the ball back over, but it is knocked over back to MWSU's side with Ox defending on the back end. It looks like he was able to steal the ball and launch it over to his other teammate, which is fighting it, and it looks like MK was able to knock it closer to Ox near the goal, but Best Drew was able to steal it back and knock it over to MWSU with help from Rams.
Yeah, ball's sitting here at a little bit of a standstill. I mean, as usual, we're seeing a little bit of a ping pong going back and forth, but ball already on the side, or back to the side of Farmingdale Rams, but Drew is going to be able to go ahead and push, have a good push around.
So close.
Can't English. What seemed to be Chura there, as you saw, but then Otto was managing to go ahead and wrap himself around, and Ox playing a fair goalie play there, but unfortunately the ball isn't going to bounce off the way he wanted it to, and it will be a goal over to the side of Farmingdale Rams. Here we go, third kickoff of the game. MK managed to go ahead and stop the ball from going over to his own side. Renez going to be able to go ahead and get a flip reset here on that ball, of course. But unfortunately not being able to make execution there with it. MK going to be able to go ahead and stop Farmingdale's push here towards the goal. It seems that Missouri Western State University is getting pushed back towards their goal here. A lot of pressure on top of them. MWSU needs to find, as usual, what it really matters is he's finding these little holes around the Farmingdale Rams. Oh, and what good shot coming in from Chura, but unfortunately ball is not going to go in. Seems that MK will also get demoed here, but Ox going to make a strong push forward, getting that ball away from his goal and pushing it back over to Farmingdale, of course, but Farmingdale isn't having any of that. Is again, now once we're seeing here, once we had like these solidified plays going on now, we're back to going ahead and playing a strong game of ping pong, but Ox actually going to have a good hit lining that ball up, but MK going to make a solid front connection with the goalie of Farmingdale Rams. Now, as usual, it seems that Ox now being put on the offense, but unfortunately he is going to miss the ball. But the ball is lined up. Can he get it in? Ox actually managed to go ahead and line it up for what seemed to be Chura, actually, and then Ox made it to the point to where Farmingdale Rams couldn't hit it out the way. As you can see here, Ox and Reynez actually made connection together, but because Ox was there, the ball managed to go ahead and bounce off of Reynez there. So
that was a very
an
good play,
impressive goal coming in from
that was a very good
MWSU.
one. But it looks like at the beginning of this round, it looks like MK is fighting off with Otto to get the ball away from the goal. That was a close one with a save by Ox. They're all about to team up and get that ball in the goal, but Ox was able to save. And it looks like a save by Chura. Best Drew was about to do a backflip into with that ball to knock it into our goal, but we were able to stop it. Reynez with the DeLorean keeping it, trying to score in there, but Otto was following back up with him. Right now, we're just trying to do our best to hold that defense. But it looks like Chura was able to get a demo and take it over, but it looks like it was also stopped. I believe that was Otto that stopped him. And right now they're holding. Again. Yeah, Otto's in their face, especially for defense. But here comes the ball coming back to MWSU side. And a block, but a miss.
What a fake.
And a score by Reynez.
Yeah, what an amazing score by Reynez, actually. Managed to actually fake out Chura there, as you saw. He was thinking, they thought he was going to go ahead and go around, but he managed to go ahead and bounce it out of the way of Chura there. So 3-1, MWSU down by 2 goals with only a minute and 30 left. Now, it is possible. We have seen it before where a team has tied up being down 2 goals in a matter of only a minute and 30 seconds. So the game, of course, is not over till it's over.
With a minute and 20 seconds, too, remaining, I think we still have enough time to get those scores in. We just got to be very lucky and coordinated on getting those in.
Right, and you know what? I actually noticed that Drew has a chicken car, if you noticed that. As I've never seen that one before. But Otto actually not actually getting stopped by
Ox trying to get the ball in there at the moment, but Otto was able to stop him in that one. Best Drew knocking it back over to MWSU side with 1 minute remaining. This round may not be good for us, but like you said earlier, it's not over yet. There's still plenty of rounds to go. The first ones to us is maybe we might be just learning what their skills are. That's usually how it is. First one, second one usually always
putting
go
a
bad
lot of
for
pressure
us.
on MWSU. Seems that both Chura and Ox are going to be able to go ahead and play a little bit of defense there, trying to position themselves correctly. But what they need is they need somebody to be on like a solid offensive move here. So. Like as you can see here, we see Ox managing to go ahead and get around one of the players of Farmville, now two, but can they go ahead and hit it in? Unfortunately, Chura is not going to be able to go ahead and find that perfect angle to hit it in. So unfortunately, with only about 17 seconds left, of course, maybe just a little bit of a miracle we're needing here. But, of course, it's a good effort coming in from MWSU. Almost leaving their goal open there. MK managing to go ahead and stop that goal there. So Ox will go ahead and they will try and actually score here, of course, but will not be able to find. Ball will go ahead and hit the field, and it seems we will be going into a game 2.
I agree with how that game went. It was a very huge struggle for us, but hey, I think the team learned a lot from that, especially with holding offense and defense,
right?
Which is usually how the games go for the first 2 ones, because usually they're slow paced, but then in the further ones they're more fast paced. They know how each other play, and they usually learn from it. I'm hoping that MWSU did learn a few things from that one. I think we did. They usually do if games go like that, and we usually come back in the end point. But again, the other team, Farmingdale, did play very well in that. I will give them. Congrats on that. They did a very good job against our team, but it's not over yet. So
right,
they better watch it.
Farmingdale definitely looked a lot more solid that game than MWSU. MWSU actually left their goal open in the early game here. As we can see, it seems that Farmingdale's already going to go ahead and get a goal on us. It seems that MK managed to go ahead and get stopped there, as you saw, and the ball went right past Chura, and unfortunately Ox was in a missed position there. So already with 2 seconds into the game, Farmingdale pulls ahead. So very interested to see how MWSU will go ahead and fix their positioning here, and seeing how they can go ahead and work around Farmingdale here. So as we see, the ball's already going to go ahead and start over to the side of MWSU. It seems that Ranez is going to go ahead.
Ooh, that was a close one right there. Best Drew about made it in there, but Chura was able to stop it. Ranez with the ball at the moment. Otto trying to help him, but it looks like MK and Chura were able to get back over onto the Rams side. But it looks like they were able to stop and reflect it, heading back. Ox with a hit. At this point, it's just ping pong back and forth, just knocking it over and over. But I'm hoping our defense can hold better to get some offense in, so we can get that last.
Right, here we go. Otto has to actually go ahead and revert himself back to his own spawn there. So that's because MWSU is putting a lot of pressure on the ball, but they're going to go ahead and let Ranez there manage to push it back on over. It seems that it's a very interesting play. I haven't necessarily seen this one happen, but Chura is going to be able to go ahead and keep that ball on his side. But Otto is definitely playing a strong game right now. Ox going to be able to go ahead and demo Drew there. But it seems that Chura, wow, this ball actually, usually when it comes to it, is that ball actually going to go ahead and go in by Ox? It will.
With an assist by Chura.
Misplaced there, but that one was definitely amazing. As soon as I was going to say that, Farmingdale managed to go ahead and find the ball, always on the side of MWSU. Ox is definitely playing, Ox definitely had a strong game there. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get into the third kickoff of the game, and it seems that MWSU will go ahead and have a little bit of, the ball will go ahead and be at a little bit of a standstill, as we just saw there. Ox already putting a lot of pressure on top of Farmingdale. You cannot let Farmingdale have too many. Oh wow!
Ooh, that was a close one right there.
Yeah, but you can't let Farmingdale take over and have enough pressure on you. If that's the case, they will definitely find they will definitely find that correct timing to try and get it inside of your goal, it seems. So as you see, as the ball was already flying, Ebester managed to go ahead and actually meet that ball halfway there, and it almost went in actually, but it does seem that MWSU will manage to go ahead and push that ball away. Even then, how I should put it, and I just lost my words.
No, it's all good, dude. It's all good. But it looks like so far we are holding at 1-1 with almost 2.5 minutes remaining. It looks like it is shot, and it looks like Best Drew did make it into a small gap in the top right corner of the goal. But hey, like I said, we still have a little bit over 2.5 minutes.
Right.
There is nothing to worry about. We still got plenty of time to make another goal and come back from this.
Yeah, even with what's it called? Even with the way that MWSU is playing with two defense there, the ball managed to go ahead and try and slip in, and that makes it a stronger point of what I'm talking about. You definitely have to have good communication in order to keep it away from Farmingdale. Ox not being able to make connection with that ball there, and MK is going to go ahead and try and meet that ball midair, but it seems like Renez was managed to go ahead and meet him there. But again,
another by Best Drew. Again, it was the top right corner. It looks like we're just struggling with just being able to prevent the ball right there. MK was trying to get up there in his face, but it looks like he didn't have enough boost to get up there.
Right, it was definitely a little bit offset there. So what MWSU needs to do here is try and figure out who needs to stay back. Now, of course, with the way MWSU likes to play, they do have a lot of rotations, of course. But it always seems like there's this different person playing defense. First it's Ox, and it's Chura, then it's MK. But even then, maybe at that last play, they thought MK was actually going to make contact with the ball, and that's why there wasn't much effort put on that defense there. But, of course, I can't blame it because I thought MK was even going to hit it away. But instead, he actually managed to go ahead and actually get that ball past him. So that is why Farmingdale Rams scored there. So as you can see, Ox already managed to go ahead. He almost had a self-goal there. It seems like with the way MWSU is also playing, it's so hard to wrap my head kind of around it. Like with the way they try and execute these plays, they're just a little bit off. As Ox almost had a great goal there, but he was barely off by just a couple of seconds. So a lot of things looking to be just solidified when it comes to MWSU's plays here. But they are managing to go ahead and keep it better on the side of Farmingdale Rams. So maybe possibly we will go ahead and see or we will see MWSU come back here in the next minute, 5 seconds, if they manage to go ahead and catch these openings here. So, apparently, you see, we have RZB125 wants everyone to say Darren is the best caster or go MWSU. Do love to see it, of course. Chura gonna go ahead and try and get a goal there, as of course going back to the game, not being able to find it. That defense, of course, being very strong on the side of Farmingdale Rams. Oh, and a demo, and because of that demo, Red is going to go ahead and see an open goal there. So
I'm going to go ahead and say at the moment, it's not looking good for MWSU at the time, but again, this still isn't the end of the game. But it looks like they most likely will be taking it with the 37 seconds remaining, unless we get very lucky and pull ahead real fast. We just have to play very aggressive and get the ball in. Right now,
Demo already going to go ahead and go onto Chura.
I think that right now that we just really need.
There's that corner
again. If we have moves like that for the next 27 seconds, we could possibly pull over an overtime in this game, which would help us out. But if not, we still have another chance to come back from this. Obviously, like I said, Rams are performing very well on defense and offense, very well on offense. But hey, it's not over yet. And here we go with a kickoff, and it looks like Ox and MK were able to steal it, but Otto's taking it back over to MWSU side with Rams side, and it looks like it got into the right corner again with a score by Ranez and an assist by Otto. They worked very well on that to get it in there, but we were just so close. I saw him being able to almost hit it, but was not there in time.
Right, and it seems that Farmingdale Rams looking to go ahead and try and widen that score gap just a little bit more. Of course, MK going to be able to take that ball back, but it does seem that Drew is going to be able to go ahead and push it back, and that's all Farmingdale Rams need to do in order to actually secure this game. Of course, the ball definitely going back and forth in a fast game of ping pong on the Farmingdale Rams side. Can Ox actually make it in here? Oh,
let's
MK
go!
Actually did manage to go ahead and get and score, making it 5-3. But there is 0 seconds on the clock.
Whoa. There's that chance.
Cody, what does 0 mean?
Okay, never mind. I thought there would be that chance where it has,
where
a
like
chance
it
to bounce
goes
on the
down.
ground. I thought it would be coming down, bounce once, and then be all free ball.
No, but look at this. MWSU managing to actually score just a little bit more on top of Farmingdale there. Definitely way better than last game, I would say. Definitely the score is a lot more closer. So actually, MWSU Griffon, it seems that if you put enough pressure long enough, as I was talking about, on Farmingdale Rams, it seems that you can find these small openings in that defense there. As you see, there's somebody on that defense, and somebody's always there to go ahead and rotate. So really what they're doing is they keep switching back to 2 offense and then 2 defense with one person, swapping in between. And so it's great to see that, actually, because actually what we saw there with Farmingdale Rams, I believe we saw Otto and Reynez actually managing to meet each other halfway mid-air, right? And Reynez went ahead and actually got that open score on MWSU. So you definitely got to watch out for plays like that, because they definitely have plays that we've rarely ever seen before. Here we go. As we can see, we have kickoff here. Ox going to manage to win kickoff, but Otto quickly making connection with that ball, trying to keep it away from Farmingdale, or trying to keep it away from their own goal there. So Ox managed to go ahead and find themselves midway with that ball. As you can see, MWSU now getting a little bit more tricky with their plays, trying to confuse MWSU now trying to confuse Farmingdale there. The ball is going to manage to go ahead and find itself making connections with Chura 3 times in a row. It seems that it's going to be tipped off in the air, but MK will slowly make connection with that ball. But there it goes. It seems that Farmingdale Rams is mentioned to find themselves a lot more faster than MWSU. Chura is going to go ahead and reset the ball, but no, the ball falls right in front of the goal, and Reynez sees the open goal. Unfortunately, they saw it past their defense there, and Reynez managed to go ahead and beat both of them to the ball, of course. So
I will admit that was a pretty impressive shot right there. Teamwork, but again, we still have a chance to come back from this. It's just 1 point with 4 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Looks like they do have the ball on MWSU side, and it looks like Ox dodging the cars, breaking axles, taking it over to the Ram side. So close, but Drew was able to knock it away from him. Here comes MK with the hit, knocking it farther into their zone. Chura following up, hitting the ball over closer to the goal, and it looks like so close, but Drew was able to knock it away back over to MWSU's side with Reynez chasing after it, and it looks like there's an open goal right now, but it looks like we were able to get back on it, and it looks like they are taking it back. That was I saw that. It was pretty weird. They were trying to knock it away from the goal instead of taking it back. They were probably regrouping. Ox with the save, getting it away. Reynez keeping it over on MWSU, trying to set it up for them, but it looks like MWSU both worked together, and Ox was able to save it from the goal, taking it back over to the Rams side. Otto knocking it back over. Right now they're just playing pinball, knocking it back and forth. But it looks like we are almost close to the goal, but it looks like it was a save. But sure, oh no, you're good. Nope. But anyway, it looks like Drew is taking it back over to MWSU side with Chura battling to keep it over there on their side. Ox coming up from the ball, hitting it over to the goal at the moment with MK about to hit it, but it looks like it was knocked away by Otto.
Right, and anyway, I'll go ahead and tag off you there. No, what I was watching here is that it always seems like that ball, too, isn't necessarily seeing where MWSU wants it to be. As you saw, Ox almost got that goal, and he positioned himself to where he thought the ball was going to go, but the ball instead actually went a little bit more left or right in that situation, so he wasn't exactly able to go ahead and get it in. Here we go. As we can see on the other side of the field, Drew managed to go ahead and keep hitting that ball, and Otto definitely is the one that's putting pressure everywhere along the map.
So close on those shots right now. They're just bouncing literally around the goal, just hitting the top of it, bouncing down everywhere.
Ooh, Chura is going to go ahead and meet halfway with Reynez there. Here we go. As we can see, Drew is going to go ahead and try and position himself correctly. I thought Reynez was going to go ahead and try and score there, but the goal almost going to go ahead and make it in, but it is going to go ahead and hit the right side of the goal. So MWSU almost has it in. It's just as execution that they need to get down. MK also trying to go ahead and square it off right in the middle, but Otto also being there to prevent that. So Ox has to position himself there correctly too as well. As you can see, MK is already going to be there at the goal. Oh no! It seems that the goal has been left wide open.
It was able to get away from the goal just in case it hit that top corner. I guess stopping it from getting in there. Ox taking it back over with MK and Chura falling behind him. At the moment, they're trying to get in front of the goal for a setup. There's Chura.
The goal?
Oh, so close. It looked like it was stopped by Best Drew from getting into the goal. But it looks like we're going to have to relook at that so we can actually come around that, because there's always someone sitting in that goal ready for it. But right now they are on the MWSU side. Ox preventing it, or not Ox, but MK keeping it away from the goal with Ox following behind him. Right now, we're just trying to get it back into the other side. Both MK and Ox working together to keep it away from Otto. With Chura coming up, preventing it, trying to get it over there.
Great way to get that ball both around Renez and Otto, as you can see. Here we go. Chura going to manage to go ahead and put that ball up midair, putting it across the opposite side of the field. Now, as you can see here, Farmingdale Rams only has 1 goal above MWSU, and that was the first goal they had. MWSU is definitely making this is definitely more what we like to see from MWSU, keeping that score close and definitely making it more troublesome for the opponent to try and score. But MWSU needs to go ahead and get it away from their goal and get it away from their goal and put it more towards the side of Farmingdale Rams in order to try and tie the game up to go into overtime. Of course, we got about 27 seconds left. Can MWSU find themselves doing that? As I just stated, of course, Chura is going to manage to go ahead and find it around, but unfortunately, Ox not being able to make contact with the ball, and that could have been the goal right there, as it seems Otto, unfortunately, might have closed the game out there with that. Ox almost had that goal there. It seems that there's just a little bit off here with 11 seconds in the game. Of course, as I do usually say, MWSU Griffins do quite possibly still have a chance here. It is possible. We've seen it before, even in pro play, of course. So here we go. It seems that Ox is not going to have any of that, but it seems that the clock is going to count down to 1 second, and the ball will go ahead and hit the field, as we saw there. Reynez is going to be able to go ahead and push that ball away, and it's going to hit the ground. Unfortunately, it is a 0-3 series, or is it 0-2? Oh, wait, no. It is a 0-3 series for MWSU Griffins. Now, we will go ahead, and I've been told that we are going to be able to go ahead and do interviews. I wonder who it's going to be this time. So, anyways, Cody, we're going to go ahead and wait there. Cody, what do you think MWSU could have done to fix that? Like, what I noticed is that there was a whole bunch of these openings left open with the plays that Ox and Chura were both doing, where Chura would go ahead and tip the ball up, and Ox would kind of just meet that.
To go ahead and get my opinion in there real quick, really. The number one thing I saw was it was always the beginning. The ball got past them. It always went to the MWSU side. They just had a small little hiccup. I say it was a bad day. We'll recover from this. Right. But it was always at the beginning. The ball got past them in the beginning. No one was there to get it, and it just flew by them. That's all I saw in there. I feel like if we did better on that, we were able to get the ball just on their side. It was always how it was in the beginning. They were able to get it over on our side immediately.
Yeah, and it was also cool because, as slowly as you saw the game progress, it was a lot harder for Farmingdale to actually score there. But it does seem that we're going to go ahead and have an interview here. Cody, as usual, thank you for shoutcasting. We'll go ahead and see you later next stream. And, of course, as usual, I won't introduce him. I'll let him go ahead and introduce himself. How you doing?
Yo.
Go ahead. Yeah, my
name's Brock Chura.
Yeah, there
Chura on the field.
Yeah, and so, Chura, we're going to go ahead and just have a couple of questions here before we end stream. Chura, we noticed that there was a little bit of mishaps on the field, as we saw, of course. You couldn't see our angle, but just overall, how are you feeling right now?
We have a lot to work on.
Okay.
We were playing too, I don't know the word for it, bad, not good enough. But it happens. We just got a few things we got to work on. But.
Right. One of the things I noticed too is that there was a couple of plays where you would go ahead, lift the ball up midair, tip it off, as I like to call it, and then Ox would be there to try and miss it. But it seems like you guys were either just a little bit too far right or a little bit too far left. So it's more or less one of those things where kind of just like the execution of plays seemed a little off. Would you any?
Yeah.
Wording on that? I'm sorry.
That's probably a good way to word it. We just we were playing too, I'd say scared. We had a lot of times where we were letting them dribble where we shouldn't have and just stuff like that. But it's all small things that just kept leading into big things that were just,
Right, I got you. What do you think you guys are going to primarily focus on for the next game? Because right now, you guys are still in good standing. You guys are 3-2.
Yep.
So this definitely, as I'm going to put it, it's not the end of the world. Of course,
yeah.
It's just one. You guys haven't lost in a while. Of course, you guys have had 3 straight wins, I do believe. So,
yep.
What are you guys going to go ahead and work on for that next game?
Next game, we're probably just going to play more during the week. Try to get hours in. We're probably going to VOD review, which is watch the game back, see what went wrong.
Okay.
There's definitely things we already like know, but just to watch back and see for sure. But, yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but no, that's definitely good. I'm glad that you guys, like, you know what you're gonna have to go ahead and work on there. So, anyways, before we go ahead and end stream here, thank you so much for watching Griffins and Griff Adults. Of course, we are gonna go ahead end stream, and we hope you enjoyed. So we'll go ahead and catch you guys next stream. Remember, go Griffs. Catch you next time.